Finally, a girl is no one.
A girl is Arya Stark of Winterfell. And I'm going home.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire question of the day. And today we have a good question for discussion regarding the House of Black and White, the Faceless Men, and specifically Jaqen H'ghar. Will we see him again in Game of Thrones Season 8? So today's question comes from Ann Clavano, and Ann writes, I have a question. Will Arya see Jaqen H'ghar again? My suspicion is that he will reappear, threaten her for abandoning her training, and then give her a mission to do. I have heard this idea, but I am not clear in my mind who she would have to kill. So thanks, Ann, for the question. I really appreciate it, and this is a good question. But first, let's talk about really quick the many-faced god. Essentially, the many-faced god is death itself, looked upon as an entity or a god. In the books, he has many names and many religions. In Cahor, for example, the many-faced god is called the Black Goat. In Yi Ti, he's called the Lion of Night. And of course, in the Faith of the Seven that we're familiar with in the show, he is called the Stranger. So it's believed essentially that he's a single entity of death with many faces or many different incarnations across many religions. And the Faceless Men are right in one aspect. It doesn't matter who or what you worship. At some point, you will meet their so-called many-faced god. To answer your question, in short, I don't think we'll see Jaqen again because the scene in Season 6 when Arya leaves, Jaqen seems fairly pleased, and essentially tells her that she's finally no one. Perhaps killing the waif was a test for her, but it does seem she is free to go. After all, they do serve the many-faced god, or death essentially, and in their eyes she will simply be serving him if they let her go out into the world with her new skills, where she does play judge, jury, and executioner. Now in the books this is slightly different, although we have not got this far yet as far as Arya leaving the House of Black and White and heading back to Westeros. But in the books, Jaqen is not even her teacher. He does recruit her in essentially the same way as the show, but a character referred to as the Kindly Man is who she meets in Braavos at the House of Black and White, and he seems to be in charge of her training as well as the haircuts, otherwise known as the waif, while Jaqen has a plotline that takes him to the Citadel. So here's the thing, the Faceless Men are essentially a death cult that believes they do righteous work. On the one hand, they believe that death is a gift, and they see it as an end to pain and wanting, but at the same time they claim not to judge those they kill. So just to kind of back this up, we have a couple quotes from A Dance with Dragons. We kill men, but we do not presume to judge them. And that comes from A Dance with Dragons, the blind girl chapter. This is when Arya is blind in the book, but again, in the book this is not a punishment, it is a form of training. So in the show they made it a punishment for her stealing the face, but in the books it seems to be part of her regular training. And also we have another quote from the Kindly Man as well, where he says, and you are a god, to decide who should live and who should die? We give the gift to those marked by him of the many faces, after prayers and sacrifice. And then we have one more quote here as well from A Dance with Dragons, the Ugly Little Girl chapter. Death holds no sweetness in this house. We are not warriors, nor soldiers, nor swaggering bravos puffed up with pride. We do not kill to serve some lord, to fatten our purses, to stroke our vanity. We never give the gift to please ourselves, nor do we choose the ones we kill. We are but servants of the God of many faces. But essentially here, what they're saying here is they claim this righteousness in the name of death, but at the same time, we know that they will kill anyone in the world if they are paid enough. So that's kind of hypocritical. They claim not to judge or choose who they kill, but they let others decide with their wallets. So I don't think in the show they will include another Faceless Men plot, and Sam has already left the Citadel where Jaqen seems to have a certain book plot pertaining to dragons, and I won't spoil that here, that's a completely different video, but he is active at the Citadel in the books. I do, however, believe that Jaqen got purposely captured and was heading towards the wall for some reason, but I think Arya was a chance encounter and he realized her potential. You gotta remember, Arya was already going through an identity crisis from book 1 or season 1 of the show, and he essentially found her emulating the Faceless Man herself by pretending to be a boy on the way north. So I think he saw an opportunity to recruit her, and eventually she took up the offer. The books could be different once we get to the point of Arya heading home from the House of Black and White, back home to Westeros. Anyway guys, as usual, thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. You guys get this channel through the long night. To everyone on YouTube as well for all the likes, shares, and subscriptions. I really appreciate the support. And as usual, be sure to subscribe to get everything, and be sure to click that notification bell so you're notified when I drop a new video. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.